Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Flock Free Podcast, the Rule the Roost podcast. I can't forget the name anymore because I have this wonderful new backdrop. Hope you guys like it.
And our t-shirts.
And our t-shirts, that's right. So we're doing good. This is actually episode number 10. You believe that?
No, it's crazy.
Yeah, so I thought today we'd go over. So we were able to go to Orlando and go to the trade show, PestWorld trade show. We had a good booth and we met a whole bunch of people. So I thought we could talk about some of our experiences there, even about your experience with us being there all by yourself at the shop. But of course, we have to start off with the joke of the day.
I'm ready.
Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Buckle in. Here we go. All right. What is black and white? Black and white. And black and white.
What's black and white, black and white, black and white? It's a bird.
It's bird related.
A beat up bird.
No, a penguin falling down the stairs. We're expecting that, huh?
I was not.
I had to go dig deep for that one. Anyway, so we were, again, so let's, on a more serious note, we were able to go to the trade show in Orlando. It was good. It was really good because Paul, Jeannie, and Erica and Maria came, and we hadn't really been away with our partners for a while, so it was good hanging out with them just outside of the trade show as well, which is cool. Get a little bonding experience. We actually went bowling. What a nightmare that was.
I saw
can't
some
tell you.
videos and pictures.
Oh, it was horrible. I haven't bowled in years, so just to remember how to bend that way. It was, and then it was like rocks with holes in them that you're throwing down an alleyway. You couldn't curve the ball. I'm making excuses for my 90 scores. I think I broke 90 a couple of times. Maria actually did really good, and Jeannie did more dancing than bowling. I think there's some video of that we may share.
Don't kill me. I'm not sharing that.
It was unbelievable. But we all had a good time. It was nice being there. But we did meet a lot of interesting people. And one of the interesting things for me was that, I get to walk around. We were pretty busy the whole time. A lot of people came up because we've been there now for over 10 years. So walking around, I always check out what everybody else is doing, what they're offering, and what's new. And didn't see a whole lot of new stuff this year. It was pretty much the same old stuff. And I used to always be of the opinion, you always want to try to bring something different every year, But then I kind of realized this trip that what happens is there's such a high turnover rate in the pest control industry from year to year, or at least every 3 years, so you get new people coming through all the time. So you can actually keep spikes,
Yeah.
shock track, and, a lot of the guys did what we did. We had a beautiful backdrop. A lot of guys had more backdrops and actual real physical things to touch, but it was basically the same old stuff. So we were really the only folks there with something really new again, which was cool because we introduced our ozone product there. And we actually have a couple more installs that we've done in the meantime. It's working really good. It's something different. But also what we came up with this year too was we're introducing people to the idea of a flock-free system. So it's a bird control system where you take the visual and the consequence. So we've been doing this for a while now, and nobody else really does that. It's still amazing to me that they don't mix more visuals with, they're selling. I mean, they are doing, like, there's certain pucks that are visual with the consequence, and there are some sprays. But a lot of the stuff that you put on a building or inside of a building, they really don't take advantage of that. So they're not training birds. It's just kind of excluding birds still to this day. So that's never changed, So
Well, that's what sets you guys apart.
Well, I hope so. Yeah. I mean, I think it actually works,
Yeah.
Do. So it's funny. I'll talk to someone will call me up about a job, and I'll tell them what to do. And they say, well, I don't know. I'm afraid that may not work. I said, why are you calling me? You're calling me to ask me what I would do, what you should do. And then I tell you what you should do. And then you're like, well, I don't know if that's going to work. I said, well, yeah, it's going to work. I'm telling you it's going to work. I've been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
It's going to work. But still, it's so simple. Gel, dots, UV paint, dots, birds go away.
Yeah.
It's a foreign concept. It can't be that easy. It really can be that easy,
I hear Erica tell that to people too.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
It lasts for 6 years. So how if it gets dusty? A little dust is okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're in the middle of the Sahara Desert, maybe not so much. But we're like, if it's a mechanical workshop or if it's a warehouse environment, if it's not in the desert and the wind's not blowing 80 miles an hour, you're good. Gel UV paint's going to last for 6 years. It's going to work immediately. It's pretty simple. Nothing associated with bird work is cheap. because you
Yeah.
got to get up on a lift. So there's always an expense to it. But
Hmm.
compared to some of the other things, it's still the best, easiest way to go. So what was it like when all of us were gone? You were stuck at the shop by yourself.
It was good. Well, I wasn't all by myself. I had
Oh, so you
George,
enjoyed
Peter,
the
and
fact that we were all gone?
Christine.
Okay.
Yeah, the four of us had a good time.
So you had to be our gopher, though, right? Every time we needed something, call Victoria.
That's
Call
okay.
Victoria.
Yeah, it was good though.
Well,
We had a good time.
well, good thing nobody complained about you while we're out there. So,
That's good.
so you did a good job while we were, it worked out well. So the other thing we did, we got to talk to a lot of foreign people this year. There's always some foreign folks there, but this year we had the pleasure of having Nico at our booth. Nico is the guy with the mini spikes, the Nico spikes. So he joined us at the booth, and he can speak multiple languages. So he handled all the Spanish speak. He speaks like 5 languages. So people would come up like, Nico, over here, Nico. So I was like, what'd you tell them? You're telling them the right thing, right? So he did a pretty good job helping us, translate things. And we actually did have some German.
Oh,
folks.
really?
And I can handle that with my 5th grade level German, but I got through it, So, but everybody was very nice and very interested in what we're doing. We got a super lot of international interest because of what we're doing is so simple. The flock-free system is simple,
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of it, like the Surface Protect, which makes outdoor areas sticky and cleans itself, doesn't require registration in a lot of states,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of foreign states even. And the UV paint's UV paint, so that's a tool that they never had before.
Okay.
And everybody already uses gel. They just don't use it the right way. So we
Okay.
point out how to use it, how to use those two together.
Mm-hmm.
I say, wow, that's pretty simple.
Yeah.
I do like a little mini presentation for people. And they're like, wow, that sounds so simple. I think we could do it. I said, you can do it. You really can.
Yeah.
So we've done it. Since then, we've done a few larger presentations in our media room where I go through the whole thing. There's only like 7 things. Individuals to do 80% of the work requires like 8 products, maybe. And they're like, wow, that's it? I go, that's it. Yeah. And what's nice about it is with our system, you can take the individual components, whether they're visual or, actual application of different products, and explain what each of the ones are going to do, how long it's going to last, how much of it you need, how long it's going to take you to install. So you can do the proposals easier.
Yeah.
Like Paul, my partner, Paul, and your employer, Paul, he's our netting expert. And to this day, he struggles sometimes with netting proposals because if you get pictures and you can see what the building looks like, you can see the height of it, the size of it, you can put together a proposal, pretty quickly. But sometimes you just get drawings.
Yeah.
That's like, oh my God, you have to be like an engineer to read these drawings, like 8 pages are gigantic. And
I've seen some of them.
Yeah, and the problem is, that when you're proposing a netting job, you're proposing with 6 other people trying to get the same job, and if you're proposing it from out of state, you have to put travel in. There may be a company in state, so you're kind of like fighting over pennies, and you make one mistake, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You have to get the it's a complicated thing, and with our system, while netting is a valuable tool, and some people want it and need it, great, but we can actually do the same exact thing for third of the cost, maybe slightly more than a third of a cost. That'll last for 6 years.
Yeah.
And there is some opportunity for reoccurring. And even with all the reoccurring, over a 6-year period, you still save money than you do with the netting. And you get the same results. So people are starting to hear it and starting to investigate. What are you doing? Tell me again how you do that. So it was really cool at the trade show because you hear people very frustrated with BirdWorks, though. They want to do it, but they avoid it. It's still the same thing. Well, they really don't want to do it because they're not set up to do it. But with our system, anybody could do it.
Yeah.
And that was reiterated to me at the trade show, so it was cool. And we met the usual cast of characters. Some of our buddies are there every year. So it's good to catch up with people. And, people are doing podcasts and stuff. And that's funny because I do get that a lot. Like I'll return a phone call from somebody and I go, Tom Katz from Flock Free Bird Control. And they go, birth control? Huh? I said, no, it's bird control. Oh, I get that at least 50% of the time. I think it's maybe me not enunciating properly or something. I'm not sure. So that was a lot of fun. We had a good time. We got stuff done. We got to bond a little bit. We were always busy. I mean, a couple breaks here and there, but we were busy. And the really cool part was they set up the buffet right in front of our booth. So years ago, we have all kinds of merch now and stuff. But years ago, for some reason, I know we were selling beer. We had like a beer keg
I
at our
remember that.
stand. So we made napkins, flock-free bird control napkins. And we were like, what are we going to do with these things? It was like, the napkins are like 8 years old now. We had them, George, our warehouse guy, packed them in the box. So we were just going to put them on. If you want a napkin, have a napkin, you know? So we were able to use the napkins on the buffet.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. So, so we had some free advertising there. People were using our napkins to eat the food on the buffet. So that was cool.
So you had a good table this year then.
We had a great table. Yeah, we had a great table. We're a great booth. There's a 10 by 20. Lots of room to talk to people. It was really good. We had met, like I said, met a lot of pest control companies from here that are pretty big and established, and everybody kind of knows who we are now.
Mm-hmm.
So they do come to our booth to see what's up, what's new. So we had the ozone on display. We got to explain it to people. The ozone work. It's something totally new for people.
Mm-hmm.
Little boxes. You hang a cord. The cord's 50 feet long. Every 6 feet, there's an outlet. You hang the cord first and move it left and right to line up with loading dock doors or entryways. And you just plug these boxes in and press a button and they're on. The only thing you have to do is keep in mind that every quarter, thereabouts, depending on how dusty the place is, you got to clean them.
Mm-hmm.
And you clean them with a simple Q-tip. So it's like the easiest reoccurring ever, but it works. We just did an install last week. A friend of mine, Joe Bonatti, he's a family friend,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a landscaping company. And he had a customer of his that had birds in a warehouse in South Plainfield, New Jersey. And they have these machines that actually count pallets. They're pallet counters.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What do I know about that? I don't know nothing. So the guy said, Joe, we're the bird guys. We're buddies. So the guy called me. Said these machines, the birds are sitting on top of the machines, and the machine stopped working. And went up to investigate. It was covered with bird poop. So pigeons are sitting on top of this thing because I guess the machine gives off a little bit of heat, maybe.
Okay.
It's just a good place to sit. So I told Joe about the boxes. I said, I think the boxes are going to be right up your alley. You can do it. You can actually mount these things. There's no pesticides involved. Joe has a license for, he does, the pesticides for the grass and things. So he has a license for that. But for hanging ozone boxes, you don't really need a pest control license. So I gave him 4 boxes because there are 2 of those machines, and he hung them up. And I get a call 2 days later from the guy that owns the warehouse. So birds are still sitting on the machine. What's going on? What's the next step? So I go, uh-oh, something went wrong. So I called Joe. I said, Joe, did you hang the boxes up directly above the pallet counters? And what happened was I was supposed to show Joe how to do that, but I was out of town.
Mm-hmm.
So when Joe went to our shop, he was talked to Maria. Maria told him to hang the boxes up. And both boxes were supposed to be facing the front of the building, but one was supposed to be directly behind the counter, and one directly in
That
the
could have
front.
also been partially my fault. We were trying to describe it to him.
Yeah, so it's my fault for not following through. So Joe hung them up, but he hung them both in front of the box.
Okay.
So the ozone wasn't getting on top of the equipment, and the birds are just going behind.
Gotcha.
Because birds see something new, and they'll stay away for a couple of days. But if there's not like a negative consequence, they're going to go. That's what they do. They pick, poke, and prod. This is my house.
Yeah.
I'm going to check it out. So he moved the boxes. I think it was Thursday last week. So no phone calls so far.
Okay.
So I'm telling this story maybe a tad prematurely, but I'm pretty confident it's going to work. The birds don't like the ozone.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt them, doesn't harm them. But the way they breathe is different than the way we breathe. So they breathe that stuff. It's just an irritant.
Mm-hmm.
And what's interesting, some of the other things that we use as irritants, there's pucks that give off scents. There's our sprays that give off scents. Those things work pretty good for a lot of smaller birds. But you get pigeons, and pigeons are unique because when they sleep at night, they actually close up and they have a second eyelid that covers their eyeballs. So when we first started using methylenthrenolate, which is an oil-based product, that methylenthrenolate, I sound like a scientist. I will call it.
You're going to be canceling that out?
It's MA for sure. But we used to buy an oil-based product.
Okay.
And it contains methylenthrenolate. Our water base has great pumice and it's a different product. But the oil base, when we first started doing it, the guy that sold us the product, we were kind of neophytes at the time. The guy said, you put this stuff in there, birds can't handle it.
Okay.
Can't handle it. And then it turned out he only gave us some of the information. Birds don't like it, but it affects them more when they're flying. So if they're not flying, So we set up these machines, and the pigeons were still hanging out overnight. And I'm going, what is going on? I spent hours and hours putting these machines up and stuff anymore. So we took him one of the machines, and there was a pigeon hanging out, sleeping. I put the machine right underneath it. I cooked this damn pigeon, with this stuff. And he didn't care at all
Yeah.
because he wasn't flying, wasn't moving, didn't bother him.
Huh.
But the same bird, if he flies through the open air, you guys see them do somersaults sometimes
Gotcha.
because when they're moving and their wings are, and that's part of the learning process, right? You don't know until you do it.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So this guy was from Australia, came up with this product in a way, not the product itself, but he had a system of running pipes all over the place and releasing the methylene through it. And we had the guy here in America who sold the product, manufactured it. And between the two of them, they gave us just enough information to fail. And that's how you learn. That's how we learn. So now I'm very careful when I tell somebody what to do, how to do it. I try to be really informational. So I did drop the ball with Joe a little bit. Just put this right on top of where they're sitting. But again, now we learned how to communicate a little better.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. But the ozone is going to be a really good product as an add-on product. I don't never, like I said, there's nothing that's just one size fits all, because every species of birds has different habits. Every location is different. So they're always going to have unique situations. So you have to use your noggin a little bit, but, and you're learning a lot too, now, right?
I have learned a lot.
I mean, you screwed up the ozone thing a little bit, but that's how you learn.
Still learning.
That's okay. That's how you learn. I've been doing it for 20 years. Paul and I are still learning stuff, figuring out what works or why it didn't work. And we still have aha moments. Oh, we should have done that. Oh, we should have done that. So it's always a bunch of stuff that you got to do together.
Well, that's what's great. You guys will help people even after you install it if they still have issues or questions.
Yes. We're consulting with a new customer. I'm not at liberty to say who they are yet because they haven't given us a penny, but we're consulting with them. We're there. We're working on a contract with them, and they have an island that they own in the Indian Ocean, and they have a certain species of birds, like black seagulls, that come in about 4 or 5 months out of the year. They take the whole island over.
Okay.
And these birds are not afraid of people. So this is a resort, a high-end resort where people spend thousands of dollars for a night to stay. And these birds are pooping all over everything. And they've tried everything. So the guy came to our shop and met with us, and all the things they try is what everybody else tries. So we're coming up with a solution for him that does the basic stuff. Several visuals with a bunch of basic consequential items, and reintroducing something called our ShockStick for him. We actually made ShockSticks back in the day, and they sound worse than they are. They're not that bad, but
they're cool looking.
Yeah, so they're basically we should take a length of PVC pipe. We had our shock tape that we put on it. We wired them up, and then you can hook one ShockStick to another ShockStick, and you solar charge them. And what happens is when you have trees, birds hang out in the trees, and if you hang 5 or 6 of these ShockSticks up there, make the ShockSticks the most popular looking branch, the easiest branch to land on, and then you spray our tank mix in conjunction with it. Typically they get zapped one time and they don't come back anymore.
Yeah.
And we've had some success in the past with that, but we just didn't find the right market for it. So now that we're doing, we have a bigger audience again, where people are coming to us. I think the ShockStick's going to be reintroduced. So we're going to make some for this fella in the Indian Ocean, and then we're going to start bringing them to the American market again. It just helps. It's a helpful thing,
Yeah.
So that's all stuff that kind of came out of the trade show, I think.
Yeah,
I think
awesome.
that fella heard about us through the trade show somehow. So the international inquiries are pretty cool. We're getting calls from all over the world now.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it depends. You make sure can you plug the plugs are different, the regulations are different.
Yeah.
Language is different, expectations are different. But it's very cool to be able to talk to people all over the world. They actually think we know what we're doing.
You do know what you're doing.
We sort of do. We know we know what we know, and then we have to figure out what we know works for what they need. So the trade show overall was a success. We enjoyed it, and I appreciate you taking over while we were gone.
No problem.
Maybe next year we'll drag you. It's in Texas,
Oh.
so I may stay home. I really don't want to go to Texas. But
Everything's bigger in Texas.
Yes, but not the trade show typically.
Okay.
So what happens is the trade show gets the biggest turnout when it's in the East Coast.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, it was in Hawaii. And everybody thought, wow, Hawaii. The problem is everybody goes to the trade show. They barely spend any time at the trade show. They go to the beach.
They go there. Yeah.
So we sent Peter by himself. He was able to handle it. So I think Texas will be somewhere in the middle, So.
Peter said he loved Hawaii. We were talking about
Of
it.
course, of course. Well, he's a free spirit. He goes. He's always posting things about going to different lakes in New Jersey, and then, so,
he enjoys the outdoors.
yeah, He's a sophisticated guy. He likes traveling and documenting things. He's a good, he's perfect. And for Paul and I, Paul and I, we don't do stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Peter adds to our lives that way. So anyway, that was our summation of the trade show. It was great. Look forward to going again next year. I'm probably going to end up going. By then, we'll have a whole another year of experience underneath our belts with the ozone and keep building on our product line and everything. So, and again, I appreciate all you do, social media and stuff. And till next time, episode number 11, I think it's going to be.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Have a good day.